The screech of tires ripped through the rainy Manhattan night like a scream, metal twisting in a symphony of chaos that left Alex Harper's world shattered in an instant. Blood pooled on the dashboard, his vision blurring as sirens wailed closer, but it was the accusatory glare from the other driver, a burly cop with a mustache like a badge of bigotry, that cut deepest. "You queer freak, you caused this," the man snarled, his voice dripping venom, pinning the blame before the ambulances even arrived, igniting a fire in Alex that no crash could extinguish. Alex gripped the steering wheel of his battered Uber, knuckles white against the black leather, as the rain hammered the windshield like accusations he couldn't outrun. It had been 6 months since that night, the night his life veered off course faster than his Prius into that guardrail on the FDR Drive. The headlines had been brutal: gay rideshare driver in drunk crash horror. Never mind that breathalyzers cleared him. The cop, Detective Harlan Voss, had spun the narrative with whispers of deviant behavior to his buddies in the NYPD. Alex's face was plastered across tabloids, his orientation weaponized as motive for recklessness, turning him from anonymous gig worker to pariah overnight. Friends ghosted, dates canceled, and his sister, Mia, the one person who'd always had his back, now eyed him with that pitying tilt of her head, like he was a bomb about to detonate. But Alex wasn't reckless. He was meticulous, a data nerd who'd coded his way through Columbia's computer science program before the gig economy swallowed him whole. That night, he'd been ferrying a late-shift nurse home from Bellevue, dashcam rolling as always, his one concession to the paranoia that came with driving strangers through the city's underbelly. The footage showed it clear as day: Voss's cruiser swerving into his lane, brakes squealing too late, the impact sending Alex's car spinning into the barrier. Yet Voss claimed Alex had lunged at him, a veiled slur implying more than vehicular error. Internal affairs dragged their feet, citing conflicting testimonies, but Alex knew better. It was the blue wall, thick as the Hudson fog, protecting one of their own. Nights blurred into code-fueled marathons in his cramped Brooklyn walk-up, where fairy lights strung across exposed brick did little to chase the shadows. Alex pored over traffic logs, subpoenaed via a pro bono lawyer from the Lambda Legal Clinic, but the data was sanitized, timestamps fudged, Voss's logs conveniently corrupted. Desperation clawed at him, but so did something fiercer: resolve. He wasn't just fighting for vindication. He was clawing back his dignity, the part of himself Voss had tried to smear with homophobic graffiti. And in the quiet hours, when the city hummed beyond his window, Alex dreamed of Mia's laugh, of the brother-in-law who'd bailed after the scandal, of the lover he'd lost to the whispers. Love, in his world, was a fragile thing, easily crushed under boots of prejudice. It started with a glitch. Alex was cross-referencing Voss's patrol routes against city-wide sensor data, those invisible eyes in traffic lights and toll cams that fed into the DOT's black box. He'd scraped it legally, through open APIs, but one anomaly blinked back. A ghost signal, a vehicle ID that matched Voss's cruiser vanishing from official records at 2:17 a.m., the exact crash timestamp. Heart pounding, Alex dove deeper, his fingers flying across the keyboard, pulling threads from the dark web of municipal servers. What emerged wasn't just error, it was erasure. Voss hadn't just caused the crash. He'd been fleeing something, someone, his dashcam mysteriously wiped. The revelation hit, like whiplash. Voss was dirty, neck-deep in a protection racket shaking down queer bars in Hell's Kitchen. Alex's own drop-off that night. A nurse who'd moonlighted as a bartender at Pulse, one of the spots Voss targeted. The crash wasn't accident or prejudice-fueled rage. It was cover for a botched shakedown gone violent. Alex's stomach churned as he pieced it together. Voss, cornered by the nurse's refusal to pay, had chased her Uber, slamming into it to stage a diversion. And Alex? Collateral, the perfect scapegoat because his profile screamed easy target in a city still grappling with its ghosts from Stonewall. But proof was a house of cards. Alex needed ironclad data, something Voss couldn't bully away. Enter Jordan Reyes, the hacker with a conscience and a crush that Alex had been too broken to notice. They'd met at a queer coding meetup in Bushwick, Jordan's easy grin and sleeve of tattoos a stark contrast to Alex's buttoned-up anxiety. "You're overthinking it, Harper," Jordan would say, leaning over his shoulder during late-night sessions, their knees brushing in the dim glow of monitors. Jordan was non-binary. They slashed them, with a history of their own, outed in high school, family disowned, now thriving in the underground scene of ethical hackers fighting systemic bias. Their flirtations were subtle, a shared eye roll at bigoted code comments, a hand on Alex's back that lingered just long enough to spark. Jordan saw the fire in Alex, the way grief twisted into grit. "Let me in," they whispered one night, as rain lashed the windows again, mirroring that fateful storm. Alex hesitated, walls built from too many betrayals, the ex who'd left when the tabloids hit, the friends who'd crossed the street. But Jordan's eyes, dark and steady, held no judgment, only the quiet promise of alliance. Together, they breached the NYPD's auxiliary database, a fortress of firewalls Alex alone couldn't crack. What they found was a Pandora's box, encrypted logs of Voss's payoffs, timestamps aligning with assaults on LGBTQ+ venues, even a slush fund funneled through shell companies. Tension coiled like a spring. Voss caught wind. A tail on Alex's Uber shifts, slashed tires outside Jordan's loft. "They're closing in," Jordan murmured, their voice tight as they patched Alex's phone in a panic. Paranoia seeped in, misunderstandings fracturing the fragile trust budding between them. Alex snapped one night, accusing Jordan of recklessness, his fear manifesting as fury. "You don't get it. This isn't a game. One wrong move, and we're both erased." Jordan recoiled, hurt flashing like a glitch. "I'm not your ex, Alex. I'm here because I see you, not the headlines." The fight lingered, a chasm widening as deadlines loomed. Alex threw himself into the data alone, isolating in his apartment, ignoring Mia's calls. She showed up unannounced, key in hand, her face etched with worry. "You're scaring me, bro. This vendetta, it's eating you alive." Mia, straight but fiercely allied, had married into a family that tolerated her queerness tolerance but drew lines at Alex's lifestyle. Her husband, Tom, had pulled away post-scandal, his silence a quiet bigotry that strained their bond. "I need you, Mia," Alex admitted, voice cracking. "But if I don't fight, who will?" Reconciliation came in fragments. Jordan texted an apology, a meme about buggy code masking vulnerability. Alex replied with coordinates to a neutral ground, the High Line at dusk, where the city's pulse softened into something almost tender. They walked rails turned promenade, words tumbling out, Jordan's fear of abandonment, Alex's terror of unworthiness. "I thought love was just pain," Alex confessed, the skyline blurring with unshed tears. Jordan stopped, hand finding his. "It's risk, yeah? But worth it." Their first kiss was tentative, rain-kissed like fate's redo, sealing a pact not just of lovers, but warriors. Armed with love's clarity, they struck. Alex's script, honed to surgical precision, cross-referenced Voss's ghost data with blockchain traces of the payoffs, unalterable ledgers from crypto wallets tied to the racket. In seconds, it rendered a dashboard of guilt, timestamps syncing crash to shakedown, victim statements pulled from archived 911 calls. They leaked it anonymously to the Village Voice, timing it for the Pride Month prelude, when the city's queer heart beat loudest. Voss's empire crumbled in hours. Raids hit the bars, arrests rippled through the precinct. The detective's mugshot replaced Alex's in the feeds, headlines flipping. Cops crash cover-up exposed by victim's hack. But victory tasted bittersweet. Testifying in the hearing, Alex faced Voss across a courtroom thick with tension, the man's glare of venomous promise. "You'll regret this, Fairy," he hissed during recess. Alex met it unflinching, Jordan's hand in his under the table, Mia nodding from the gallery. Prejudice's sting lingered, but so did the warmth of solidarity. Friends returning, Tom awkwardly offering a beer, the community rallying with fundraisers for affected venues. In the aftermath, Alex reclaimed the wheel, not just of his car, but his narrative. He and Jordan built an app, Equity Drive, anonymizing rides for marginalized drivers, flagging bias in real time. Love deepened, not in grand gestures, but quiet codes, shared playlists on long drives, tattoos inked with binary hearts. Misunderstandings? They hashed them in therapy circles at the center, turning scars to strength. The accident's echo faded, replaced by the hum of tires on wet asphalt, carrying them forward into a city that, inch by inch, bent toward justice. Yet shadows lingered. A tip from an insider, Voss, out on bail, plotting retaliation. Alex's dashcam caught a tail one foggy evening, heart racing as he merged onto the Brooklyn Bridge. Jordan, riding shotgun, patched into traffic cams on the fly. "We've got you," they said, voice steady. In seconds, Alex's app pinged, data exposing the pursuit as harassment, alerting PD clean units. Sirens converged, Voss's second fall swift and final. The trial's climax unfolded under fluorescent glare, Voss's lies unraveling like cheap thread. Alex's testimony was a masterclass in composure, data visualizations projected like indictments. "This wasn't about driving," he said, voice resonant. "It was about erasure of lives, loves, truths." The jury, diverse faces reflecting the city's mosaic, deliberated mere hours. Guilty on all counts: reckless endangerment, extortion, hate crime enhancement. Outside the courthouse, pride flags snapped in the breeze, a rally swelling with chants. Mia hugged him fierce, Tom clapping his shoulder with genuine thaw. Jordan pulled him aside, eyes shining. "We did it." Alex smiled, the weight lifting like fog at dawn. Love, he'd learned, wasn't absence of conflict, but its forge, hammering raw emotion into unbreakable bonds. Months later, Alex idled at a light in Chelsea, passenger a wide-eyed kid from Ohio, first time in the city. "Heard about you," the kid said shyly. "The guy who fought back." Alex glanced in the rearview, seeing his younger self. "Nah, we all fight. Just gotta keep driving." The light turned green, and he accelerated into the flow, data humming in his veins, heart full of the unexpected grace that prejudice couldn't touch. The victory parade felt like a dream Alex never dared dream. Confetti raining down Fifth Avenue as floats blared remixes of Born This Way. He and Jordan wove through the throng, hands linked, the press of bodies a euphoric crush rather than the claustrophobia of fear. For the first time since the crash, Alex breathed easy, the scent of hot dogs and glitter mingling with the salt of his own quiet tears. But dreams have edges, sharp as shattered glass, and as shattered when a call came at 3 a.m., Mia's voice fractured on the line. "Tom's gone, Alex. Packed a bag. Said he couldn't live with the drama." Her words hung heavy, the kind of weight that pulls families under. Alex drove to her Queens row house through pre-dawn hush, Jordan beside him, their silence a shared grief. Mia met them at the door, eyes red-rimmed, a half-empty wine glass clutched like a lifeline. "He said it was the scandal, your scandal, spilling over. Like loving you makes me complicit." The accusation stung, not because it was new, but because it echoed the isolation Alex had fought so hard to escape. They talked till sunrise, Mia's living room a confessional of sorts, faded photos of happier holidays mocking from mantels, Tom's golf trophies gathering dust. Jordan listened mostly, offering tissues and tea, their presence a steady anchor. "Families fracture, but they can mend," they said softly, squeezing Alex's knee under the coffee table. Mia nodded, but doubt lingered in her slump. Alex saw his own fractures mirrored, the way prejudice seeped in, not with fists but whispers, eroding bonds like acid rain on stone. Work became refuge. Alex's shifts blurred into Jordan's freelance gigs, their loft a warren of screens and takeout boxes. Equity Drive launched beta testers from the community raving about its bias alert features, flagging erratic tails, mapping safe routes through no-go zones. But success bred scrutiny. A rival app, backed by a VC with ties to conservative think tanks, launched smear campaigns, woke wheels and danger drivers. Forums lit up with trolls, dredging Alex's past, calling him the crash queer in endless loops. One evening, scrolling Venom, Alex's resolve cracked. "Why bother? They win by wearing us down." Jordan closed the laptop, pulling him to the fire escape where city lights twinkled like defiant stars. "Because every download is a middle finger. And because I love the fighter in you, not the fear." Their words wrapped around him, warm as the blanket they shared against the chill. Kisses followed, slow and affirming. A reminder that intimacy was rebellion too, not in bedsheets, but in the vulnerable press of souls. Yet conflict brewed closer. At a center fundraiser, Alex spotted Elena, his ex, laughing with a cluster of donors. Their breakup had been ugly, timed with the headlines. She'd cited optics to her uptight law firm, but Alex knew it was fear of association, of the world's glare. She approached, flute in hand, smile polished but eyes wary. "Heard you went hero. Proud of you." The words landed wrong, paternalistic, igniting old wounds. "Save it, Elena. You bailed when it got real." Jordan, sensing the storm, intervened with charm, steering Elena away. But later, in the cab home, tension simmered. "You should have let me handle it," Alex grumbled. Jordan's jaw tightened. "I did for us. You're not a solo act anymore." The argument escalated in whispers, accusations of control, of clinging to solitude like armor. Doors slammed that night, silence thicker than the walls between bedrooms. Morning brought regret, coffee brewed apologies. "I'm scared of losing you to this," Alex admitted, voice raw over burnt toast. Jordan softened, tracing his palm. "Then let's build shields, not walls." Therapy? Couples coding sessions. Laughter broke the ice, a plan forming. Weekly check-ins. No holds barred, turning friction to fuel. Mia's divorce papers arrived like punctuation, full stop to a chapter. She moved in temporarily, the loft bursting with estrogen and estrogen-adjacent energy. Jordan's They Nessa Bridge. Evenings filled with bad rom-coms and board games, laughter stitching tears. But Tom lurked in subtext, his texts to Mia pleading space, laced with barbs about Alex's lifestyle drama. One night, emboldened by wine, Mia confronted him via video. "If you can't love my brother as is, you're the one fracturing us." The call ended in sobs, but seeds planted. Tom showed up a week later, hat in hand, face creased with contrition. "I was wrong. Scared, ignorant. Let me make it right." Alex watched from the kitchen, heart guarded, as Mia hugged him tentative. Forgiveness wasn't instant, but it was a start. Prejudice's grip loosening, one awkward family dinner at a time. Meanwhile, Equity Drive hit milestones, partnerships with Glad blooming. But a glitch surfaced, false positives tagging innocent cabbies, sparking backlash. Alex and Jordan debugged furiously, nights bleeding into days. "It's like the crash all over," Alex muttered, eyes bloodshot. "One error, and trust evaporates." Jordan's hand on his shoulder grounded him. "Then we iterate. Like us." The fix came in a eureka moment, code compiling under dawnlight. Testing it on a mock run, Alex drove phantom streets, Jordan narrating alerts. Pride swelled, not just professional, but personal. Their partnership a testament to growth, misunderstandings alchemized to strength. But fate twisted again. An anonymous email, coordinates to a warehouse in Red Hook, Voss's loose ends. Curiosity warred with caution, but the lure of closure pulled. They went, hearts hammering, flashlights cutting shadows. Inside, crates of falsified evidence, ledgers naming Voss's enablers, including a sergeant who'd buried Alex's initial complaint. Jackpot, but jeopardy. Footsteps echoed, Voss's old crew closing in. Adrenaline surged, a chase through docks slick with oil. Alex's app pinged live, summoning allies from the center's network, queer activists with cameras, lawyers on speed dial. The confrontation peaked in a standoff, fists clenched, but phones out, live streaming the exposure. Cops arrived clean, arrests made under floodlights. Seconds. Alex gasped later, collapsed against Jordan. Data turns tables in seconds. The bust rippled, cleansing the precinct, Voss's remnants scattering. Media frenzy followed, Alex's face now symbol of resilience. But quieter victories bloomed. Mia and Tom's reconciliation tentative, therapy mandated. Elena's firm sponsoring Equity Drive, amends in actions. In stolen moments, Alex and Jordan escaped to Fire Island, waves crashing like applause. To twists, Jordan toasted, sand between toes. Alex clinked bottles, love a steady current beneath. And the turns that bring us closer. Fire Island's dunes whispered secrets, salt air scouring clean the city's grime from Alex's soul. He and Jordan lay tangled in hammocks strung between pines, the off-season hush-a-bomb after the warehouse whirlwind. Reporters still buzzed his phone, but here, signals faded, leaving space for breaths unscripted. "What now?" Jordan murmured, fingers tracing constellations on Alex's arm. The question hung, vast as the Atlantic, pregnant with possibilities Alex had long deferred to survival. Back in Brooklyn, reality reasserted. Equity Drive's user base swelled, but so did growing pains. Server crashes under queer exodus from legacy apps, complaints from allies blind to microaggressions. Alex mediated forums at odd hours, Jordan handling UI tweaks, their synergy a quiet marvel. Yet strain showed. Missed anniversaries, curt texts amid deadlines. "We're building an empire," Alex joked one night, but Jordan's laugh rang hollow. Empires crumble without foundations. Us. The rift widened over a trivial spark, a beta feature prioritizing trans riders. Alex pushing hard, Jordan wary of overreach backlash. "It's segregation, not safety," Jordan argued, voice edged. Alex bristled. "It's equity, earned in blood." Words escalated, old insecurities surfacing. Alex's fear of dilution, Jordan's of erasure. They parted fuming, Alex crashing at Mia's, the couch a lumpy confessor. Solitude bred reflection. Pacing Mia's kitchen at midnight, Alex journaled furiously, not code, but confessions, how the crash had armored him against vulnerability, turning love to liability. Mia found him at dawn, coffee in hand. Called him dummy. Love's not a bug to debug alone. Her nudge, blunt as family, propelled him. The makeup call was messy, tears and truths, Jordan's voice cracking over speaker. "I need you whole, not heroic." They met at their first spot, the Bushwick meetup bar, now a haunt of inside jokes. Hugs led to promises, boundaries, bi-weekly unplug rituals. Mia's world steadied too. Tom attended PFLAG meetings, his transformation awkward but authentic, reading, "This book is gay," fumbling ally acronyms. Family dinners evolved, barbs traded for banter. Alex's orientation no longer elephant but occasional jest. "Pass the potatoes, Mr. Straight but not narrow," Alex teased, Tom's chuckle of victory. Professionally, a curveball, venture capital interest, sharks circling with strings attached. The lead, Victoria Lang, was a powerhouse lesbian exec, out since the 90s, but her offer demanded pivots, softening bias alerts to safety features, diluting the edge. "It's compromise for scale," she argued over steak at Delmonico's. Alex squirmed, Jordan's texts burning in his pocket. "Don't sell soul for servers." Nights debated, pros cons tabulated like code. Ultimately, they countered. Full control, community board seat for Victoria. She signed, grinning. "Gutsy. I like it." Launch party packed the center, rainbow lights pulsing to EDM remixes. Alex toasted, voice steady. To driving change, not just cars. Jordan's eyes met his across the crowd, pride undimmed. But euphoria crested into crisis. A user reported a hack, profiles doxed, routes leaked to harassers. Panic rippled, trust fracturing like ice. Alex and Jordan traced it to a disgruntled ex-cop, Voss's cousin, worming in via back doors. The hunt was frantic, firewalls fortified, but the leak cost. A trans driver assaulted, hospital lights harsh as Alex visited. Guilt gnawed. "My app did this," he whispered to the beeping monitors. Jordan, bandaging emotional wounds, countered. "Your app saves more. We fix, we fight." The patch deployed, culprit cornered via digital breadcrumbs. Arrest made headlines, bolstering Equity's rep as vigilant. But scars lingered, user hesitancy a reminder of fragility. Alex channeled it into advocacy, testifying at City Hall for rideshare protections, Jordan prepping visuals. The hearing was a pressure cooker, counselors grilling, bigots sneering from galleries. Alex's closing pierced. "Data doesn't discriminate. Neither should we." Bills passed narrow, a win etched in ink. Celebrations quiet. Mia's homemade cake, Tom's grill mastery, Elena dropping by with champagne. Full circle. "Growth looks good on you," she said, hug genuine. Yet personal storms brewed. Jordan's family, estranged ghosts, surfaced via letter. Mother's illness, plea for reconciliation. Jordan wavered, old wounds reopening. "They disowned me for this." They gestured vaguely, encompassing self. Alex held space. No pressure, but tension threaded their days. Canceled plans, distracted touches. The trip home to Ohio was Alex's idea, support unspoken. Airport nerves jangled, but Jordan squeezed his hand. With you, I can face it. The farmhouse sagged under years, mother's frailty stark. Conversations halting, apologies stuttered, but tears flowed, forgiveness a floodgate. Siblings hovered wary, but Jordan's poise disarmed, stories of their life weaving bridges. Return flight. Jordan slept on Alex's shoulder, peace settling like dust. Back, equilibrium shifted. Equity expanded nationally. Beta in LA, whispers of TED Talks. But a ghost from Alex's past, college roommate, Derek, now journalist, pitching a profile. Your story's redemption arc gold. Alex agreed, wary. Derek's straight-laced vibe hid past microaggressions, jokes that cut. Interviews dug deep, unearthing crash night terror, love salvations. Publication day, peace glowed. From wreckage to revolution. Boost came with barbs, comment sections toxic, but community amplified positives. Jordan framed the mag, hung in loft. Our story. Winter blanketed the city, holidays a mosaic. Mia hosted, Tom carving turkey with flair, Jordan's chosen family joining. A trans elder sharing war stories, laughter echoing. Gifts exchanged, Alex's custom dashcam for Jordan, etched our route. Midnight toast, to kin, blood, and chosen. Spring thawed secrets. Anonymous donor to equity, Voss's seized assets, restitution funneled. Alex traced it to the nurse from that night, now advocate. Meeting her, coffee steaming, gratitude flowed. You exposed him, saved us all. Tears mingled, catharsis complete. But twists lingered. A rival driver sued, claiming app theft of routes. Legal mires sucked time, stress spiking. Jordan's freelance dried, finances pinching. We're stretched, they admitted over ramen. Alex nodded, pivoting, crowdfunding campaign, community buy-in surging funds. Trial loomed, but evidence mounted. Patents clear, suit baseless. Dismissal swift, vindication sweet. Press devoured, equity stock rose. Summer solstice, Alex proposed not rings, but code. Joint venture, Life OS scripted together. Jordan's yes was a kiss under solstice moon, future bright as uncompiled lines. Solstice promises glowed into July heat, the city a steam bath of ambition and asphalt. Alex and Jordan's Life OS manifested as a shared calendar, color-coded chaos taming their whirlwind. Equity drives national rollout hit snags, regulatory hurdles in Texas, where bigots in boots lobbied against special treatment. Alex flew solo, Jordan holding fort, the separation a test of nascent rhythms. Hotel nights lonely, Alex video called. Pixels no substitute for touch, but words wove tighter. Dreams of a loft expansion, maybe a dog, names bantered like variables. Texas thawed unexpectedly. A local ally, a burly dyke sheriff with a drawl like honeyed gravel, greased wheels. Y'all sap? Lifeline out here. Dinner at her ranch, stars vast, stories swapped. Her coming out in the 80s, shotgun weddings dodged. Alex returned buoyed, but jet lag amplified doubts. Can we scale without selling out? He voiced over diner eggs. Jordan's reply, Fort paused. Scale smart, stay true. Mia's life bloomed post-divorce. No, reconciliation. She and Tom navigated therapy's trenches, emerging scarred but solid. He's learning, she confided, showing a text. Tom's donation to the center, anonymous no more. Alex's wariness ebbed, a barbecue invite accepted. Backyard haze, ribs smoky, Tom pulled him aside. I failed you. Won't again. Handshake firm, bridge mended tentative. Professional pivot, equity partnered with Uber, ironic twist, but terms ironclad, features integrated, credit given. Launch event in SF, rainbow crosswalks slick with fog. Alex keynote, voice steady. Tech serves people, not profits. Applause thundered, Jordan's whoop loudest backstage. But whispers followed, acquisition rumors, vultures circling anew. Homebound, a derailment, Jordan's health scare, a routine check flagging anomalies. Waiting room purgatory, Alex's mind raced worst cases, hand clasped till knuckles ached. Benign, thank God, stress cyst, doc said. Relief crashed, but fragility lingered. We need balance, Jordan urged, prescribing park walks, no screen Sundays. Compliance grudging, but rewards bloomed. Picnics in prospect, debates on cloud shapes, love rediscovered in mundane. Community called. Center's youth program begged mentorship. Alex volunteered, coding circles with wide-eyed teens. One, Jamie, echoed his younger echo. Outed, isolated, dashcam dreams. Build your shield, Alex advised, gifting beta access. Jamie's app mod for school routes? Genius, iterated into core feature. Autumn leaves turned, tensions simmered. Elena's firm hit snag, client balking at queer-led vendor. She fought, won, but fallout strained, bored whispers of her activism. Coffee summit, Elena raw, balance acts exhausting. Alex empathized, sharing crash scars. Allies bleed too. Solidarity sealed, her donation doubling. Election season poisoned air, rhetoric ramping hate crimes. Equities alerts spiked, Alex fielding crisis calls. A bi-couple tailed in Philly, alerts saving them. But toll mounted, sleep evaded, Jordan's worry lines deepening. Your Atlas, they said, massage turning confessional. Let me carry. Vulnerability poured, fears of obsolescence, love's impermanence. Reassurances murmured, bodies aligning in comfort, not conquest, intimacy's quiet power. Holiday lights twinkled early, Mia's tree a beacon. Gathering swelled. Tom's folks, thawed. Jordan's Ohio kin via Zoom, faces softening. Feast chaotic, joy unfiltered. Post-dinner, Alex and Jordan slipped to roof, city sprawl below. Grateful, Alex breathed. Jordan's nod, ring finger brushed, future tangible. Winter bid, opportunity knocked, Ted invite, data as defiance. Prep consumed, Jordan script doctoring, Mia moral support. Stage fright nod, but rehearsal steadied. Vancouver cold, applause warm. Talk landed, views viral, inquiries flooded. Return, high crashing, server breach, data skimmed, not catastrophic, but violation raw. Hunt traced to insider, a dev with grudges, outed resentments. Firing swift, ethics clause invoked. Fallout, trust audits, team huddles. Jordan's leadership shown, restructuring resilient. We're unbreakable, they declared, Alex believing. Spring renewal, loft reno, walls knocked for open flow. Paint splattered days, laughter echoing. Dog adopted. Pixel, a scruffy mutt with hacker eyes. Walks became rituals, leashes linking steps. Twist uncoiled. Voss's appeal, technicality loophole. Hearing loomed, ghosts resurrected. Alex testified anew, voice honed. Jordan prepped visuals, damning. Judge ruled denial, gavel final. Street outside, rain sheeting, Alex exhaled decades wait. Summer again, Fire Island redux. Dunes same, but they changed. Rings exchanged simple, vows coded in sand. To endless iterations. Waves approved, love eternal loop. Waves roar faded into memory as August humidity clung. The city a pressure cooker of progress and peril. Alex and Jordan's union, unofficial but unbreakable, infused equity drives version 2.0, union mode, couples shared alerts, safety in sync. Beta buzzed, testimonials pouring, a lesbian pair evading stalkers in Atlanta, gratitude emoji flooded. But scale invited sabotage, a deepfake video surfaced, Alex confessing to fabricating the crash, AI voice eerily his. Outrage ignited, community rallying fact checks, but damage dented, stock dipped, users paused. Alex's fury boiled coders' precision, tracing origins to a fringe site, funder of Voss sympathizer. Counterstrike, blockchain verified originals, op-ed in NYT, deepfakes, the new slur. Backlash boomeranged, site shuttered, donors fleeing. Personal front, Mia announced pregnancy, surprise amid Tom's steadying. And Alex? She teased ultrasound in hand. Joy tempered caution, but ultrasound shared, names brainstormed. Riley, gender-neutral nod. Jordan's eyes missed it. Family expanding. Center gala, black tie queer splendor. Alex suited, Jordan tuxed ethereal. Elena emceed, toast raising. To architects of tomorrow. Dance floor whirl, bodies fluid, but a shadow. Ex-dev, drunk, cornering Alex. You ruined me. Slur spat, fist cocked. Jordan intervened. De-escalation smooth, security swift. Aftermath shook. Violence always lurks. Jordan's hold fierce. But so do we. Fall foliage framed a pivot. Book deal. Driven, data, love, and defiance. Ghostwriter sessions unearthed depths. Crash therapy transcripts. Jordan's letters. Mia contributed forward, raw. Launch reading packed. Tears collective. Winter whispered warnings. Pixel's vet bill strained. Freelance dry spell for Jordan. Side hustle. Coding workshops. Queer youth empowered. Alex's TED residuals cushioned, but equity talk surfaced. Am I carrying uneven? Vulnerability bridged. Chores divvied. Balance recalibrated. Election night. Pulses raced. Results mixed. Gains in blue states. Losses red. Equity's map lit like battlefield. Alerts over time. Dawn brought exhaustion. Hope flickering. Change incremental. Jordan murmured, curled close. Holiday hearth. Mia's bump prominent. Tom's dad, once gruff, Kuda kicks. Stories swapped. Granddad's Stonewall tangential, history alive. Gifts heartfelt. Custom app for baby monitor. Pixel's bed upgraded. New year dawned ambitious. SF expansion. Team hires diverse. First recruit. Jamie, teen prodigy. Internship blooming. Mentorship looped. Alex mentee turned peer. Spring storm. Rival app sued for IP theft. Theirs, ironic. Discovery unearthed dirty tricks. Settlement favorable. Press feasted. Equity's moat deepened. Summer solstice circled. Anniversary marked. Hampton's getaway. Borrowed beach house. Days lazy. Nights profound. Future sketched. Adoption dreams. Loft to home. Legacy. Alex said. Stars witnesses. Jordan smile. Ours. But autumn winds carried chill. Health check for Alex. Crash residuals nagging. PTSD flares. Therapy revisited. Jordan attended sessions. Ally supreme. Progress plotted. Triggers tamed. Center crisis. Funding cut. Program slashes threatened. Fundraiser frenzy. Alex headlining. Crowd surged. Checks wrote. Crisis averted. Gratitude gala. Youth performing. Jamie's code poem. Heartstring tug. Winter wrap gentle. Book tour wrapped. Residuals rolling. Mia's due date neared. Nest prepped. Jordan's Ohio visit. Kin bonds tightening. Birthday. Riley arrived squalling. Tiny fists defiant. Holding nephew. Alex wept. Cycle unbroken. Love amplified. Spring bloomed bountiful. Equity global beta. London whispers. Team retreat. Bonds forged fireside. Twist tender. Jordan's proposal formal. Ring simple. Circuit board inlay. Yes tearful. Plans hazy but happy. Summer sealed. Wedding small. Center chapel. Vows vowed. Vows. In code and chaos. Forever. Life looped. Defiance daily. Love the constant. Wedding echoes lingered like confetti in cracks. The center's altar now a memory etched in Polaroids pinned to the loft fridge. Alex and Jordan navigated newlywed haze. Routines reshuffled with gleeful awkwardness. Merged closets. Dual toothbrushes. Pixels confusion at double laps. Equity drives global push accelerated. Paris servers humming. But cultural chasms yawned. EU privacy laws clashing with alert boldness. Late nights debated. Croissants for breakfast. Compromises coded in French-inflected English. Mia's maternity leave blissed. Riley's gurgles soundtrack to video calls. Tom doted. Diaper changes his redemption arc. Uncle Judy's? He joked. Alex's visits frequent. Anti-instincts. Wait, uncle, blooming. Family photos framed. Gaps filled. Professional peak. Forbes 30 under 30. Dual nods. Profile shoot glamorous, but questions probed. How's marriage fuel innovation? Jordan's quip. Duo debugging. Buzz built. Keynotes cute. But undercurrents stirred. Old foes kin sued defamation. Voss's widow grasping straws. Legal slog. Depositions draining. Alex's testimony wearied, but Jordan's prep sharpened. Dismissal granted. Costs awarded. Closures echo. Community heartbeat quickened. Pride planning. Equity float centerpiece. Interactive demo, data dances. Prep chaos. Volunteers vibrant. Jamie leading tech. Elders advising lore. March day. Rain held. Cheers deafening. Alex atop. Jordan beside. Confetti cannons. Catharsis communal. Fall harvest. Book sequel pitched. Iterations. Love's algorithm. Outline sprawled. Personal anecdotes tender. Mia ghost edited. Sharp eye. Winter whisper. Jordan's career crossroads. Museum exhibit offer. Interactive queer history install. Go. Alex urged, pride swelling. Jordan's doubt. Leave the grind. Compromise. Remote hybrid. Loft studio born. Holidays hybrid. Ohio leg. Riley's first snow. Kin circle widened. Toasts to found family fractal. Tom's speech. Heartfelt. Learned late. Love loud now. New Year nexus. Equity unicorn status. Valuation soaring. Team bonuses. Loft dreams. Backyard patch. Urban fantasy. Spring surge. Paris launch. Eiffel glow. Cultural clash charmed. Baguette breaks. GDPR gaffes laughed off. Allies forged. Berets swapped. Summer simmer. Retreat redux. Adirondacks escape. Hikes hashed visions. Nonprofit pivot. Impact over IPO. Autumn anchor. Exhibit opening. Jordan's magnum. Interactive timeline. Stonewall to now. Touchscreens alive. Alex's dedication plaque. To coders of courage. Winter wrap. Riley's crawl. Chaos cute. Book 2 delivered. Cover reveal rainbow hued. Cycle spun. Mentorships multiplied. Jamie's startup seed. Legacy layered. Twist triumphant. Award gala. Human rights campaign. Speech shared. Data democratizes dignity. Standing ovation. Tears twin. Life's loop luxurious. Love luminous. Defiance distilled. Yet, in quiet codes, Alex pondered. Accidents ash birth phoenix. Grateful, ever iterating.